reaction to that main event, and how did you see?
Cracking fight. I thought Liam lost it by 3-4 rounds. 3 rounds certainly.
Obviously, I saw you get up during the fight as well and go and have a word with Liam. What in particular was you unimpressed with or not happy with?
I wasn't impressed. What I know he can do better. It wasn't his night, but what he wasn't doing, what I know he could do. What he's got, I keep using jab. He has got a good jab, and he wasn't using it. And what he was doing, he was looking for a big shot and falling in, not getting his distance to let and. Masoud, Shabaz, he was catching him on the counter, and that was because he wasn't measuring what he was doing.
Most people had Shabaz a wide winner. Was it a surprise to you to hear a split decision?
Yeah, very much so. I made him look. You've asked me, I've told you.
What do you think in terms of that, in terms of judging moving forward, that British boxing needs to look into, or wider boxing needs to look into?
We've had it said. We keep saying it, don't we, all the time? And when a situation happens like that, then you have to do something. Has to be done about it. But that's not for us to do. We're promoters. The judges are supposed to be. They're appointed by governing bodies, and it's supposed to be, impartial. They're there to judge. And if they make a mistake, I'll keep saying it, and you downgrade them. You don't put them out again next week doing the same job. It's not. There's no repercussions.
Frank Wood on the Chantal Cameron, a good performance from her tonight.
She boxed very, very well. Very, very well. Tremendous work rate as always. She throws really good shots, and she did what she had to do. She won every. I don't know how. I didn't see a round she lost, to be quite honest. A couple of judges give a couple of rounds away, didn't they? I didn't get that.
Frank, a couple of ambitious fight there from Ezra. What is next for him? He's calling out Louis Edmondson left, right, and centre. Is that a fight that we can make?
They're good fights to make next year. Absolutely. He made a statement tonight, but he needed to. His last fight was a bit scrappy. This one, he showed his power. We know he can hit, but we'll step him up next year. He'll be in some big fights, no doubt about that.
Frank, with Chantal now, is it all eyes on Taylor Serrano next week and try and make the winner?
To do that. It's a no-brainer, that one, isn't it? We'd all like to see that happen. So hopefully with the two promoters working together, we might get it on.
Just rumours that we're hearing that Queensbury's got an exciting year ahead. Is there any secrets that you can open the doors for us tonight at the end of this?
Well, we've had a very exciting year this year. It's going to be a great year next year. There's no doubt about it. Some really, really exciting news to come.
How long
and fights?
How long until do you think we see the rematch between Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron?
Better ask Ben Whittaker. We'll see what happens. We've not heard from him. I mean, we'd love to do the fight. We said on the night we'd like to do it, and it's unfinished business. And getting back to tonight as well, Echo Esserman and Vaughan, what a good fight that was. Another guy only had 10 fights in their experience. That was a cracking fight. Really, really, really closely fought contest. I enjoyed that one as well.
Any closer on an announcement for a potential opponent for Daniel Dubois, since AJ's potentially on the back burner now?
AJ, I don't think is going to take the word. Fight's not going to happen. So we're looking at other opponents, and we'll be announcing it in due course. But he'll be fighting in February. It'll be a big fight, because obviously he'll be defending his title.
Frank, Joseph Parker's put his name into the hat there. Do you feel like that's maybe a front runner? A lot of people would like to see Dubois Parker.
I like that fight, but there's a few others there as well. We're going to sit down, because obviously everybody was focusing on the rematch, and we know where we are now, so we'll be looking and seeing what's available, and we've got to sit down as a team and go through it and discuss and pick the right opponent.
I have also seen FABIO WARDLEY's name floated. Is it just too early for him?
I think so. I mean, FABIO asked for it. I think it's too early, and I think it's a fight certainly that we could build up, and if we do it, it could be a massive stadium fight.
Who do you think Joshua could fight if not Dubois next?
No idea. Better ask him.
Liam Davies versus Dennis McCann. Is that still a fight we could see in the future?
You're asking if AJ wants to fight, maybe fight FABIO. Go on, say it again.
Liam Davies versus Dennis McCann. Is that still a fight you believe we could see?
Yeah, it's a great fight. I mean, was that a great fight? Would you like to watch that one again? I would. It was a brilliant fight, and you've got Dennis there. There's a nice permutation of fights to be made. That's what this is about. We've got our guys fighting each other.
Lawrence Foley makes his debut with yourselves. third time lucky, third promoter lucky. Is he going to have that resurgence under you?
We'll see. We're going to give him the platform. He's got the platform to do it, and he's coming up a weight, a heavyweight. It's no secret he was struggling to make the weight, and hopefully, being comfortable at the weight, you'll get more out of him. But it's up to him to go and do the business in the ring and show everybody what he's all about in the most exciting, or one of the most exciting divisions in boxing.
Frank, when it comes to the next opponent for Daniel Dubois, rewind a couple of months ago, there was talk that the fight between Zhilei Zhang and Joe Parker will have a second iteration to it. Does a apparent rematch clause maybe rule out both fighters from being the opponent for Dubois?
I'm not going to get into that at the moment because we're talking to all the fighters and considering who we're going to do. I'm not going to compromise that by even going there with that.
Just in terms of the thinking for that opponent, though, because Dubois has been matched very hard and strong, that's one of the reasons, the factors that people say as to why he got that victory over Anthony Joshua. Will it be a strong opponent in the opposite corner to him?
It'll be somebody who's coming to fight him. I mean, you know, he's got. I don't think he's got any problem fighting anybody in the world. Anybody with the power that he's got, and his boxing ability and the heart he's showing.
Which fighter in those rankings would you rate as the toughest opponent for him?
There's a few of them that are tough opponents for him. And we're going to see a fight on the 21st of December where there'll be a winner of that. And it's going to be interesting to see how that fight pans out.
I did ask Frank Smith as well too that, look, should Dubois come through that IBF title defence against that opponent, would he not be the one deserving of the Fury versus Usyk winner?
He would be. I mean, and it's something that may happen. But the thing is, he will be fighting. That ain't going to happen straight away. He's fighting in February. That's where he's at. And that fight takes place on the 21st December. So neither of those are going to be ready for February, that's for sure.
Strong rumour that it's Jarrell Miller versus Derek Chisora. Can you say that be to the case? Derek Chisora and Jarrell Miller. Is that the case?
That sounds a good fight, that does, doesn't it? I'd like to see that one. Would you like to see that one?
Sure.
So would I.
Just one more from me, Frank. I'm sure you saw the Financial Times report about the Public Investment Fund from Saudi Arabia looking to scale back their investment in events outside of Saudi Arabia. Obviously, you've seen Bob Arum's comments, and you've been asked about him. Eddie's been asked about his comments about Saudi looking to keep events in-house now. Have you got any concerns from what the Financial Times reported?
None at all. Look at the fights that are coming up.
Have there been guarantees at all that they will continue to invest outside of Riyadh?
Well, we haven't talked about it. I mean, it's Riyadh season. And Riyadh season means the fights take place in Riyadh during Riyadh season. Anything if it does take place, will be after Riyadh season ends. So that would be, if it did, something in summer. But we'll see where we go with it. All I'm focusing on Riyadh season is what it says on the label is what it is. Riyadh season.
Final one from me, Frank. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is coming up. What is your opinion on that fight? I know you've not always had the best relationship with Mike, but what do you think of the fight as a whole?
What I think of the fight? I mean, I'm a big fan of Jake and his team. I like him as a promoter. I think he's great. Do I think Mike Tyson should be boxing still? No, I don't.